And welcome to George Finnie Stadium and Tressel Field as we get set for BW men's lacrosse action. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the opener for the Baldwin Wallace men's lacrosse team as they get ready to play Geneseo here at Tressel Field. Joining me in the booth is Mike Nanoski, who will be offering color commentary and really some expert color commentary, as he is a former member of the BW lacrosse team. He has a brother that is still playing for Baldwin Wallace, and for you lacrosse fans, there's going to be another one coming in pretty soon next year when the youngest brother of the Nanoski family will be heading to BW to play some lacrosse as well. Welcome and for joining us here for this game. Really, a lot of excitement about BW lacrosse coming into today's game and this season.
Yeah, I mean, we it's a younger team this year. We graduated 10 seniors this past year, but I'm really excited for what the freshmen will be able to step up and contribute. I've heard nothing but good things about this team so far. Trey always has his guys ready to play, and I'm really excited to see and just be a part of this whole experience. It's definitely different being on the other side of the lines per se, but whether being up in the booth and kind of getting like an aerial view of the game. But I'm definitely excited, and thanks for having me, Adam.
When you look at BW coming in, one of the players that you really got to look at is Ben Kubiak. I mean, this kid really makes a lot of things happen. You've been out on the field with him. Talk about the type of player he really is.
I mean, Adam, the progression that Ben's made the past couple of years, I mean, it's just truly incredible. Coming in as a freshman and just even sophomore year and especially junior year was like his coming out. Like, this kid can just straight ball. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say I wouldn't be surprised if he's the OAC Offensive Player of the Year this year. I mean, he's just so special when initiating from behind the cage and just dodging and things of that nature. He's always got his head up, and it's just something you really look for. He's just always open for a skip pass and is willing to throw the ball over the top to the midfield. But especially in the riding game, too, he's very physical. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table today.
And the other thing that Mr. Nanoski here is going to offer is a little more insight into the game, more than I can, because I've never played it. I like watching lacrosse, but I've never played it. So BW is going to be in their home white uniforms. They'll go right to left as you look at it. Geneseo will be in the dark blue uniforms going left to right. You know, everybody talks about face-offs. How important is it when you look at BW last year in face-offs? You had two guys that really did a great job in Keller Fisher and then Alexander Bishop. Sandy Bishop coming in 181 of 357 on face-offs.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in this sport. It's kind of like it's definitely an advantage to have two guys that can kind of feed off one another. Because, like I said, it's a purely matchup-driven kind of component of the game. I mean, one guy might match up against another guy better than per se the other guy, but it all just depends on quickness, strength, like what the other guy's kind of like looking for. Like there might be some guy that will sit down on top of the ball and he might try to be a little bit more aggressive, kind of just try and punch your gloves when you might have a guy, if that's the case, you kind of want a speedy guy to come in, just kind of swipe the ball right out and get out and like utilize your wings. So it's definitely nice to have those two guys returning. I mean, both of them kind of exchange face-offs. They're freshman year too, so I'm really excited to see what they have in store for their junior campaign.
Now, looking at the Old Glory and the flag really pretty much at a 90-degree angle as the wind is blowing, how much of a factor is the wind going to be out there today?
I don't think the wind will play too much of a factor in this game today, just because the ball is very heavy. I just think it might play a little bit of a difference in terms of communication, just because like it makes a wind tunnel in your helmet when you got the two ear holes. The wind's just blaring and stuff, so it's kind of hard to hear. So that's why it's going to be really important for BW and both Geneseo to really echo their calls, whether it's the bench and on the field when the players are coming on from substitutions. So, but other than that, like in terms of shots and passing, maybe sometimes in some overpasses when you'll see when both teams are trying to clear the ball up the field, that's the only time you really see the wind come into play, maybe a little bit.
Bishop getting ready on the faceoff for BW as it is picked up very quickly by Ryan Lee of Geneseo as they work it to the near side of the field as Geneseo comes from the left to the right, and they'll try to get everybody set up and onside and get the play started. Defensively, you look at the long stick middies. Their big job today.
Their big job is usually the LSM's assigned to probably like the biggest dodging threat on the opposing team. So if you have good LSM play, that means you're going to have good wing play. That's all crucial in terms of like the miniature games within the game, as I call it. The LSM play is crucial.
Now, BW last year 14-3 overall. They were 8-1 in the conference, 6-2 in non-conference play. They are picked third in the OAC as Geneseo on offense, trying to work it around. That is Dylan Rogers working it. There's a low shot, and that's going to be taken and hit by number 13, Kevin Cook, on their first attempt and their first offensive set. Geneseo comes up and leads 1-0 early on in this game. Sean Bine coming in to make the assist. Now, you're out there. Here's a quick goal scored by your opponent in your opener. What are you looking at mentally for BW coming in to start this next round?
I mean, it was a quick score, but I mean, lacrosse is kind of like if you want to make a comparison, it's kind of like basketball. It's a game of swings, a game of runs. So mentally, I think the guys, they'll be fine. Coach Keeley does a really good job of making sure the guys are mentally tough. So I'm sure it's just they'll just brush it off and they'll be able to retaliate.
So it is a 1-0 lead for Geneseo as they come up with the quick goal. Dylan Rogers or Sean Byrne coming in, and now BW will get possession of it as Jonas Aquila. I know him from over at St. Ed's, a former football player and lacrosse player, but then he just comes in and gets hacked and taken off the ball, and Geneseo comes up with it once again as Tim Fallow with it on that far side. After doing the women's game on Wednesday and you look at the men's game, boy, what a difference in the physicality, especially with the use of the lacrosse sticks.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the defensemen coming out and laying those slaps, you just got to be able to fight through the contact. That's key because if you can fight through the contact and just soak some of these checks that these Geneseo defenders are throwing down, it'll make it just easier for the offense to get initiated and vice versa.
And Sean Byrne comes in again for another goal as he moved it from the left wing, and they take a 2-0 lead, and you can see BW right by the goalkeeper, Trent Davis, just talking, saying, hey, defense, we've got to get back. We got to cover our guys.
Yeah, they're just communicating, kind of seeing what went wrong there. Just like I said, we got a young team this year, so I think just like the basic communication, that's just something that'll just get ironed out. It's like I said, it's only 2-0 right now, so I wouldn't be too worried for BW fans out there.
Trent Davis last year in 12 games was 9-1, had 66 saves. Goals against average was 10.2. So him and Nate Karatis did a really good job for BW last year as that ball still loose in the midfield area. Now finally pops up. And once again, really no offensive possession for BW, but a good hard hit on that far side of the field that got the bench going.
Yeah, Sandy Bishop was in on that one.
So now BW will have the ball, and they're going to move it right to left as they get it to Davis. Davis looking and finding his player to the near side as they move it up towards midfield area.
Yeah, we can see right now Geneseo sitting in a zone clear, so you just got to find the open man and work the pockets of the zone. Because you can see none of them are guarding a territory; they're all guarding little regions of the field. So that's just something to keep in mind going forward. You're gonna have to find the 2-on-1 matchup out of the midfield and find where the LSM is or the attackman, and kind of just get the ball over, attack that matchup.
Jake Bratton with it will play it to the near side to Nick Nanoski. Nanoski making a move on the left side wing, looking towards the center of the field, and he'll pass it back. It looks like they'll just try to reset, send it to the right side. Trying to make a move is Miller. Miller in the middle. There's a nice pass and shot as they get it to Kyle Byerly, the freshman out of North Allegheny. And a good pass from the wing into the center, and it goes into the back of the net.
From what I know, the BW coaching staff's got a lot of praise for this guy, Kyler Byerly. I heard nothing but good things, especially when I was in the program, when he'd come on for a visit. He's a true stud. I mean, from what I've seen, especially in the scrimmage last Sunday or Saturday against Walsh, I mean, the kid can really play.
So 2-1 with 12:14 remaining. As BW getting on the board. Boy, you talk about the passing. Nice play out onto the wing, finding him cutting through and finding the open shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not surprised by the ball movement from the Baldwin Wallace in that last possession. I mean, Coach Keeley puts the guys, at least when I was speaking in terms of when I was on the team, we always knew exactly where the ball had to go in those certain types of situations. I mean, he really prepares the guys going into the games because you do a whole bunch of drills from behind the net, from the side, just so you know, like when you get put in that game type scenario, you know exactly where the ball needs to go and like where the defense will be rotating. So the slide actually came from Kyler's guy, and that led him the opportunity to cut across the crease and get the pass from Ethan Miller right there. So
Ball on the far side goes out of play, and it'll be BW ball.
I mean, riding just plays such a crucial point in this game. Like, riding and clearing will, if you can clear the ball successfully, I would say 80% of the time, you put yourself in a good position. That and ground balls, if you can dominate those two facets of the game, that's kind of like the blue-collar mentality that we like to have at Baldwin Wallace. So that can win and lose you games. I mean, if you get those extra possessions, it kind of makes it make it take it. So kind of like the street yard basketball days, but –
Kubiak with it back behind the cage area. We'll throw it to the far right side over to Nick Nanoski. Notter looking to spread the offense, trying to go on the attack. There's Brown. He'll play it back.
Pretty interesting. Geneseo is showing a quick slide there, so that just leads me to believe that if we can just move the ball quick to the backside. Oh, we have a shot and a goal and a penalty.
And guess who got the shot off?
Nick Nanoski, number 3.
I'll let you call that one since it's your brother. So we've got a penalty on the play, a goal by BW.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just from what I saw in that last possession, it seems to me that Geneseo will be playing their long stick midfield in the center of the field. That just leads me to believe that they're trying to protect the skip pass to the center guy. The center guy is typically the guy that moves in between the hash marks, like the football hash marks, and they probably think that we're trying to get a time room shot. So if Jake Brandt, number 55, and number 3, Nick Nanoski, they can initiate the offense from the two wings around the 20, 25-yard line, we could have a pretty successful day on offense.
So it's a 2-2 tie as we have the penalty on Geneseo. It looks like it was a slash.
I think it was called off.
So everybody at even strength now, and so BW coming back. It was Geneseo coming in with 2 straight goals, and now BW comes back with 2 unanswered goals to tie it at 2 with 11:09 remaining in the first.
Like I said earlier, Adam, with the shot clock coming into play, this creates a even more extensive runs of the game in terms of goal scoring and things of that nature. Just with the 80 seconds on the clock, you're constantly being forced to attack the cage. I think it fits for at least for us up here in the booth. It makes a more exciting game than that for the parents and the fans coming out today. On the sunny day in Berea, as Trey Keeley likes to call it, it's always 70 sunny in Berea on game day. So,
and it's funny when you watch the players getting ready for a game, the mentality and how they get psyched up. It's almost like football players.
Oh yeah, the music's always blaring in the locker room. The guys are still fired up. A lot of the guys, at least on our roster, I know they played football in high school. Football plays a huge part, at least in Ohio. So just like the whole mentality, just getting pumped up. Guys got their rituals and things of that nature.
And the other thing is you see some guys that play hockey go into lacrosse in the spring.
Yeah, you think about the movement and the way the ball, like the offense and defense is initiated and created. It's like very similar games. Instead of being on ice, you're on grass. And then on hockey, you got 5 guys, and at least on offense, you usually have 6 guys bearing a penalty. But a lot of the movement's the same, and a lot of the shot move and having that quick wrist strength. That plays a big part in being successful.
Connor Griffin for Geneseo coming in and getting the easy shot and goal. They'll retake the lead. Sean Byrne coming in with another assist on that play. And when you look at the numbers early on, both teams with Geneseo with 3 shots on goal, BW with 2, but Geneseo has won 2 face-offs compared to 3 for BW here in this first quarter of play. So Geneseo and the Knights taking a 1-goal lead at 3-2, and it seems like their shots coming in very, I'd say, within 5 yards of the goal crease area.
Yeah, that's something familiar, at least from last year. I know in preparation for this game, Geneseo, what they like to do is they like to get the defense rotating. They usually initiate from the wings. I forget where they initiated on that last play, but what they're looking to do is just have the defense rotation slow down and then just be able to hit that guy right in the middle of the crease. It's a smart way to play. And from what I remember last year, Sean Byrne's a stud. He's a very talented player. He's got real quick feet. He's a playmaker, so not surprised to see him have 2 quick ones.
Eric Bechtel into the game for BW as that shot played back, and the netminder for Geneseo bringing that out, and here comes the counterattack. Errant play on the pass, goes out of play, And it'll be BW getting it on a quick restart with 9:38 to go in the first quarter.
Neil Randall picking it up off the end line. I think that's another big thing that I've noticed since Coach Keeley's come in is just the diversity of the roster. We've been recruiting guys from all over the place, and I think it's only helping our team.
Coach Keeley in his third season. Nice pass on that far side of the field to Mahone. Still with control. Looks for a high pick. And
yeah, it looks like Geneseo still keeping their long stick midfielder, long stick defensive midfielder in the center of the field. So I wouldn't be surprised to watch BW initiate from the wings right here, either with John Schulte, number 77, or Gage Schneider, number 7.
Well, Schneider has the ball on the near side wing, trying to get by the check. Sends it right in the middle. Nice pass. And there goes Drew Baden for the goal, who came from Worcester. And, boy, he was open. Great pass. You were talking about where do you start the offense? They started from the wing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typically when you have the long stick defensive midfielder in the center of the field, I mean, it's a lot easier to initiate your offense when you're dodging from, like, the high corners, like probably like the adjacent, like the corner of like the 30-yard line, at least if you're looking on a football field, kind of like where the blue lines of the box kind of meet the 30-yard line extending all the way across the field. That's a key point in initiating offense. It just makes the defensive matchup and the offensive matchup a lot easier.
So this game is tied at 3, and most of the goals very similar in that kind of slot area, and the great passes from the wing for either team as Bishop getting ready on the face-off, and he'll win the face-off going up against number 24. There's a shot by Kubiak.
Shot.
When you're looking at Kubiak and he's taking those shots, he puts a lot of mustard on it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he gets some gas on his shots for sure. I mean, he brings the heat when he pulls the trigger. I was not surprised at all to see Ben kind of do a little hitch motion, get to the center of the field, just increase his angle. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that here coming forward. As we could see, we're seeing another initiation from the the low wing right here, just because they're sliding real quick.
There's the intercept being made by the Geneseo goaltender, number 21. That's Tyler Wetzel. So now Geneseo trying to counter on the offensive attack with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter with a 3-3 tie. And that's important for your goalkeeper that can intercept those kind of crossing passes in there.
Yeah, I mean, that plays the defense's advantage when you're initiating from, like, the low wing. Typically, you're trying to get the ball. The key is when you're initiating from one side of the field and from the low wing, you're always trying to move the ball quickly backside. So right there, Kyler Byerly was rotating up I call it like the elbow macaroni. So from the X to kind of like the front side of the cage, you're starting to work that. But Ben Kubiak came cutting from the right wing and trying to get a peek in. I thought it was a good look, but the goalie just got a piece on that. Most of the time that goes through, though.
Kevin Cook coming in, shooting it from about 25 yards away low, and he gets another goal, and Geneseo comes up with a 4-3 lead here in this first quarter of play as the Knights coming in and getting the goal.
I think we have a shootout on our hands today, Adam.
Yeah, I have that funny feeling, too. Kind of like the other night with the women's game. It was BW scoring, Ohio Wesleyan scoring. It got to that point up to 5-5, and then all of a sudden the women for BW just went on a 5-goal run. So let's see what happens. We still have 7:29 remaining here in the first quarter, and we've already had 7 goals scored.
I mean, yeah, we got talented offenses on both sides of the ball today, so I'm very interested to see how this game will play out.
Another face-off won by Geneseo, and the Knights will have control of the ball. And it'll be for Geneseo on the call.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was there. My guess was like an illegal procedure of some sort.
Boy, the pass trying to be attempted there by Geneseo's number 9. Just kind of whiffed off of his
Joe
stick.
LeConte.
So now they're going to try to go with a little more of a hard attack on the near side.
As you can see, Baldwin Wallace also has their defensive midfielder located in the center of the field, so I wouldn't be surprised to watch Geneseo initiate from the lower high wings here in between the 20 and 30-yard lines.
6:40 to go. Good defensive check there by BW. In the middle, I thought that was going to be a save, but that goes into the back of the net as that goal was scored by James Pratt.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're initiating from the low wings, if the offensive ball carrier has the opportunity to go to the center of the field at him, it just increases your angle, whether it's to shoot or be able to see the whole field. Because when if you dodge underneath the dodge or right there to go kind of goal line extended, it only makes your opportunities kind of fewer.
So now once again, Geneseo comes up with a 2-goal lead. They had that early lead at 2-0. Then BW was able to get 2 unanswered goals to tie it at 2. Then they parlayed each a goal at 3-3. And now Geneseo with 2 straight goals. BW last year, averaging 18 goals a game. They gave up 10 goals a game. And then when they had the man-up opportunities, they were at 40% in man-up opportunities.
Yeah, usually when you're looking at man-up percentages, anything over 30, you usually between like 30 to 45 to even 30 to 50, I would say, is a pretty good effective man-up.
Lute with it, plays it back behind the cage. BW trying to set up the offense as they work it to the wing over to Kubiak.
Ben Kubiak is attracting a lot of attention. As you can see, all defensive heads are all facing Ben at all times when he has the ball.
Pass to the right side to Bratton. Back up the middle to Miller. Miller now looks and plays it to the wing to Nanoski.
Oh, we're going to get an invert opportunity right here. So this is just when a short stick midfielder draws a short stick matchup. At least just Nick Nanoski got some attack background. I know he played attack in the fall in some of their scrimmages. Nick was very successful in attacking from behind the cage last year and had a couple assists and goals when we played Geneseo last year.
That pass was intercepted by Augie Holkamp, and here comes Geneseo down the other way.
BW is looking awfully tenacious today on the ride. As you can see, that's their third turnover they've forced on the ride so far today. It's a staple of Coach Keeley and Coach Tatro.
BW with 4 turnovers in the game themselves. 5:19 remaining in the first. It's a 2-goal lead for the Knights against BW.
We're getting another initiation here from the wing, I bet.
So they'll send it to the wing over to Nanoski. Walks it up a couple of yards.
He's going topside.
Looks in, plays it back to Kubiak. Back behind the net area.
Looks like we got a 2-man game working between Ben Kubiak and Nick Nanoski for a second. I thought we were going to get some action there.
44 on the shot clock. On the move, Bratton. Bad pass over to Nanoski, and that'll go out of play. Boisterous crowd here on a crisp February Saturday here in Northeast Ohio. Winds blowing at about 15 to 20 miles an hour and pretty consistent here at Tressel Field. Thank goodness it's not a night game, because then it would be really cold down there on the field.
Oh, yeah, the night games, especially when it's early February, man, those things get pretty cold out there.
4:20 remaining in the open. Oh, bad pass and a turnover, and it'll be BW as they tried to work it back behind the net area, and the pass just lifted too high. And when you're looking at the passing in lacrosse, kind of like you're throwing the baseball. There is a hard hit against Rootsong. You got to follow through on your throws.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely, especially when the cold weather is around. When it's early in the spring, the mesh is kind of a little bit harder, so it makes the ball kind of flies out of the stick a little bit more. But from when I was down on the field in pregame, it seemed like Coach Keeley was going to be using a little bit of like a tackier ball. It's kind of got some indentations on the ball, so it just gives the mesh more opportunity, the mesh and the sticks a little bit more opportunity to catch the ball, meaning they put some more speed on the shots, put a little more zip on the passes so you don't kind of get that ball flying out.
Boy, the play was getting pretty physical on the far side of the field as that BW was trying to work it upfield.
Yeah, it looked like Austin Routzong was getting into it with the defensive midfielder for Geneseo. I thought they were going to throw a flag on that, but I guess they're letting the boys play today, which is always nice to see. Lacrosse is meant to be physical.
Schulte on that right side looks to go back to Kubiak behind the net in front.
Oh.
There's a block on a save as Drew Baden came up with the shot, and a good save by the netminder for the Knights. And here's a quick counter for Geneseo.
Yeah, quick offense for Geneseo running on the right hash.
Liam Castle throws it away, and it'll still stay with Geneseo. 2:53 remaining in the first quarter, 5-3 score. The Knights leading it over BW.
Yeah, worse come to worse in a situation like that when the defensive midfield is trying to create that early offense down the other side of the field. They always tell the guys to either miss wide, aim small, miss wide, because if so, it's just a possession shot. And you also have the opportunity to reset the 80-second shot clock as well.
Sean Byrne plays it back over to James Pratt behind the net.
Yeah, we're getting a little two-game action here behind the net right now.
There's a shot going, trying to go upper left 90. That one's wide on the shot, and BW will get control of it.
Yeah, Neil Randall chasing that ball down.
So BW now playing it up the field towards the midfield area.
Once again, in the zone right, we got the attackman right there. Number 66 just cover over the field. I believe that is Declan Tubbs.
So now they pass the ball off to Schneider. Back to Kubiak. They'll work it back as they make a change, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout called. Timeout with 1:59 remaining in the first quarter of play. It is Geneseo with a 5-3 lead over Baldwin Wallace. The Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics, as today's Yellow Jackets lacrosse game being brought to you by American International. When you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. And by the Courtyard by Marriott, Town Place Suites in Middleburg Heights. Have you stayed at a Marriott today? Adam Mendoza along with Mike Nanoski here at Tressel Field as BW finding themselves down 5-3. When you look at this opening quarter so far for BW, at the beginning of this quarter, Geneseo was really in control offensively, but it's pretty balanced out the remainder of this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of common when you guys got a young team, at least in BW standards. There's just a learning curve, and I mean, it's the first game of the year. There's some nerves and some jitters out there. After that, I'd say probably around like the 6-minute mark is kind of like when we saw everyone kind of settle down. You can see the passes are starting to get a little bit crisper. The ball moving, the offense was actually running the way it was supposed to. So I think both sides we'll see a little bit less sloppy passes going out of bounds and just more communication.
How much of an effect, you talk about the youth of BW, how much of an effect does the loss to graduation with Chad Steinwachs come in for BW? That's a kid that had 118 points last year.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little biased too, but I lived with Chad my senior year. I mean, Chad's he was a freak athlete. He was an absolute stud on the football field and on the lacrosse field. And Chad was someone from us, even when I was at Lemoyne my freshman year. But Chad was, from when I came in, Chad was a stud. Chad scored 45, 50 points as a freshman in college. He played a little bit of midfield and attack, and just having that like maturity last year, just like he always had his head up, dodged with his head up. Always made the one more pass. He was never selfish with the ball. That does take some time to replace, but I mean, we've been grooming some guys. That's Coach Keeley and Coach Tedro's goal every year, is groom a couple guys to be able to take over and fill those voids. They've been doing a really good job of replacing talent. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would like to see I'm just assuming that most of that weight of what Chad did for us last year will fall on Ben's shoulders this year. I'm sure he'll be able to carry that.
Kubiak last year, 73 points, 53 goals, and 20 assists. He will be expected to carry the load along with Nanoski there in the midfield area.
What they're trying to do right here now is create that two-man game. They wanted to get that switch so that we got Ben with a short stick defender. It just makes it a lot easier for Ben to beat the matchup.
Nanoski missing on that shot on the net as they get it back to their goal, to their netminder, Tyler Wetzel.
Tyler Wetzel's a really good goalie. I mean, when we played him last year, I mean, our coach just raved. You got to really work the corners of the cage, upper 90s, lower 90s, and the side, and especially offside hip. Quick offense right here.
That shot was taken on the far side of the field on the left wing, goes out of play, but it'll be a quick restart for Geneseo. Coming in is Kevin Cook.
Jonas Aquila just came into the game.
So BW now getting back there on defense.
We're really pressing out right here.
Aquila trying to go on that press there on the defensive side. Nice stop there being made by Trent Davis.
Tuck the stick.
Ball got knocked loose. Defense needing to get back. On the ball to the near side of the field will be Dylan Rogers. He'll play it back behind the cage, and giving chase will be Ethan Miller.
Yeah, Ethan Miller is typically an offensive midfielder, so I'm not surprised to see an invert from Geneseo.
There's a shot and a goal as that one was hit by number 7. Number 11, Tim Fallow coming in with the goal. And the Knights double up BW. 6-3.
This next possession could be pretty good for just BW's confidence going in the end of the first quarter here. I wouldn't be surprised to see some early offense initiated here with either Ben Kubiak or someone out of the midfield.
Defensively, as you're looking at BW, what kind of tweaks or adjustments may need to be made going into the second quarter that you're seeing from up here?
Just from seeing up here, it seems like the guys might be getting a little caught ball watching a little bit, meaning that they're just watching the guy with the ball, the main ball carrier for Geneseo. And just some communication. I mean, it's the first game of the season. There's always some nerves and some kinks that need to be worked out. I'm sure that we'll be able to make some adjustments. And my guess is that they'll just be keep your head on a swivel and just kind of press out a little bit more, not give the shooters some space out of the midfield.
Brown tries to go for a shot, and he got hacked from behind as that ball, good defensive play there on the stick play by the defender, but Brown is very slow at getting up.
Yeah, it looked like his arm got caught up in that check right there, but in his wind up.
Now, as a former player, when you're looking at, these guys are out here, shorts and a shirt, talk about the equipment that you wear underneath it. There's not that much. It's pretty minimal.
I mean, the only analogy I could kind of make is just like or similarity would be kind of like someone said one time when I was getting ready to play lacrosse was they called it kind of like BMX pads, real thin material. I know a lot of the guys it's almost just like it doesn't go below like your chest, just real thin padding. I mean, the thinner the pads, the easier it is to play and get the movement, whether it's you're shooting or passing, and it makes it lighter so you're faster too.
You would want to possibly now the goaltender usually has the thicker padding, or is he just as crazy and not as much?
Well, I mean, as you can see, most goaltenders do not wear elbow pads. They're not really coming out of the crease too much. Sometimes they'll quarterback to clear and kind of navigate that kind of whole process, but they don't wear shin guards, at least at the college level. At least most guys don't. I mean, there might be a few that do, but for the most part, they only wear a chest protector, and that kind of goes down to their midsection area. And they usually kind of wear like a padded girdle too, just in case they get hit in the upper legs.
James Brown getting walked off the field, that is a good sign, but he was going on that attack, and the defensive check really took him off the play, but BW will have it once again. Down to 15.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
As you can see here, guys, too, the LSM is no longer in the middle of the field.
Nanoski with it, plays it towards the middle, spins, has a pass to the near side. That shot taken in by Jake Branton goes wide.
Not surprised. Won't be surprised to see them chuck the ball here at the crease, try and get a quick goal.
4 seconds remaining. They'll throw it in. There's the shot.
Ooh.
That one's deflected.
Just deflected by Ethan Miller. He had some gas on that one from up top.
So that'll end the first quarter of play as BW finding themselves down 6-3 here after one quarter at Tressel Field. A pretty exciting first quarter. At one point, we thought between both teams it was going to be that kind of a high-scoring game, but still 9 goals in the first quarter combined. But now BW will have to get the offense going, and they'll have a little bit more time as we get started in the second quarter, and I'm sure the coaching staff will make some type of adjustment, especially on the defensive side, as you were talking about.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that the coaching staff will talk about with what Coach Tatro will talk about with the defense and Coach Keeley with the offense, just, guys, it's the first game. Just take a deep breath, just calm down, get grounded. Because usually when you're not grounded, you make error decisions. So I bet that's just the biggest point. Like, hey, just trust what we've put in, what we've practiced all these couple weeks leading up to it since we got back to school. I don't think there's any necessarily like huge adjustments that need to be made on either side of the ball right now. Just, hey, just communicate, talk, get out on your guys. Defense, get your sticks on the gloves, as Coach Tatro calls that. And offense, hey, just play the system. I know when I was playing, Coach Keeley had an extensive play call sheet and different sets and systems. But I mean, what he has going on, what the offense is doing right now, they're just a few passes away from connecting passes away just from being able to put the ball in the back of net a couple more times.
You were talking about the play sheets and stuff like that. When you're looking at the number of plays in the playbook, is it a lot? I mean, or is it variations of simple formations, or how does that?
It's kind of just variations of formations and variations in terms of scheme. You might try and see some more two-man play from the wings or up top or behind. It's just little wrinkles like that really puts the defense on their toes because they might pregame all week. As you could see it from the first quarter, BW's typically been initiating from the wings right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them either try and do a two-man game or an invert from behind the cage to try and give the Geneseo defense something to worry about.
As we get ready to start the second quarter, Tommy DeVito will be in the face-off circle along with Sandy Bishop out of Avon Lake High School. 15 minutes on the clock. It's a 6-3 lead for the Knights over the Yellow Jackets here. Adam Mendoza along with Mike Nanoski, former BW player, up in the booth with me. Glad to have him here. And better than on the field with the wind blowing, it's a little bit warmer up here.
Oh, it's definitely a pretty comfortable seat up here in the box. Not freezing my butt off, so I think the temperature is like 45 degrees right now, so it's not too bad. But it's definitely nice not having to worry about wearing a couple layers and gloves.
DeVito and Bishop getting ready on the face-off.
We have offset wings here getting ready for the face-off.
A lot of strength on that face-off as Bishop comes up, as BW now going left to right. Kubiak with it, playing it towards the middle. That ball was played off, but Kubiak has it. Looking to go up top. Plays it to the long stick midi. Now BW setting up the offense. Hunter Lute out there on the field.
Getting a quick substitution, get our D middies off the field. Like I was saying, I'm not surprised we're going to see some low wing, even invert opportunities right here.
Nanoski playing it up, bad pass, but it'll be tracked down by BW near the midfield stripe. Trying to battle for the ground ball. Still loose and picked up by BW.
I think that's Kyler Byerly with the ball right now. Scooped up that loose ground ball right there.
They'll play it to Nanoski on the near wing.
Coach Keeley must really be trying to attack the middle of the field right now.
Another errant pass as they were trying to get that to Ethan Miller. So on this possession, we saw a couple bad passes by BW. Now they're going to have to come back defensively.
Yeah, we just got to slow down a little bit. Just take that extra step, shorten up these passing lanes. It is cold. The weather could be playing a little bit of, even though they got a little tackier balls today, from what I saw down pregame, the cold weather could still be playing some kind of fair with passing.
Connor Griffin with it, plays it to the near side to Dylan Rogers. He'll look to go back towards midfield area as they start to work on the wings on that far side.
Yeah, Declan Tubbs is a new face, too, on the defensive midfield side of the ball. I've heard nothing but praise for this guy. He's got some of the quickest feet I've ever seen. I coached him in travel ball with Force Sports. He's just got tremendous upside. I wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of move to the offensive side of the ball in the years to come.
Tim Fallow coming in from around the backside and puts that one into the back of the net, and it's a 7-3 lead for Geneseo. Now, you were talking about travel ball for the youngsters. How big and how much has lacrosse grown in Northeast Ohio?
I mean, funny story for here. I remember the first time I told my dad I wanted to play lacrosse when I was in 4th grade. He goes, "No, come on, man. Like, you play baseball. Like, you don't want to play that." And then I remember 5th grade rolled around, and then I was like, "Dad, this is what I want to play." And just especially at least in the Midwest is where you've seen tremendous growth of the Midwest, the West Coast, things of that nature, and just like the amount of travel teams. Like Cleveland alone's got like 6 or 7 different options of club teams and organizations that you can play for.
And it's amazing how it has even grown on the high school level of how many more teams have come out and are playing varsity lacrosse in the state of Ohio.
I mean, it's a fascinating game. I mean, you think about the speed and the athleticism. I think you're attracting a lot of football guys who are typically football guys.
And another big offensive push as the goal hit by Geneseo's Tim Fallow, his second straight. And now it's a 7-3 lead, and Geneseo is really pouring it on BW.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of defensive adjustments possibly that will be made on BW's defense. It's a long shot, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Tatro go into a zone. I know last year when if someone went up on us quick, we'd go into a zone.
So we'll have another face-off, and we were talking about the youth play and how much it's just growing. Just absolutely amazing, and, you look on the East Coast, Maryland, the New England area, that's always been pretty big.
Those are like New England, Long Island, Baltimore, even Annapolis and down through Virginia. Those are typically like your hotbeds when you think of it now. But now it's like even like you see Neil Reynolds from California, and California's they're really starting to produce some like really talented products from either the D1, D2, and D3 level. I just think just based on the growth of the game and guys going back to their hometowns or maybe relocating to a job post-graduation of college, they're spreading their knowledge and stuff. And you're really starting to see a influence like the college game.
And with more and more colleges really even playing lacrosse, it gives kids an opportunity to go to college to play a sport.
Yeah, I mean, getting to play a sport in college is definitely really special. And lacrosse just being predominantly like an East Coast sport. I mean, even when I was in high school, a lot of like the OAC schools didn't have options like a team. Even when I was even like a junior in high school, they were just starting to form teams and stuff like that. So it really wasn't an option for me. So but, like these younger guys having that opportunity to stay close to mom and dad and play in front of their families is just something really special.
Kubiak was trying to come around with a shot, got taken off the play. His shot was errant, and Geneseo will come up with it once again with 12:03 to go as they'll reset the shot clock.
Looked like John Schulte beat the goal to the end line there, but I guess not. Looks like we have a broken stick on the field, too. Kubiak looks like he must have ran right through it.
So with the stick on the field, BW is getting control of it on the near side. Nice pass. They work it over to Schneider. Schneider winds up and misses.
He had some mustard on that one.
So folks may see if the ball goes to the back, you see everybody running with the stick extended. Explain that to some of the folks that may be new to watching lacrosse.
To be honest, everyone does. Even when I played, I still stuck my stick out when you run towards the end line. But it's whoever body part is closest to the ball when it goes out is whom gets possession.
That shot was missed on the far side of the field. Battle for the ground ball is picked up by BW's Byerly.
He's real talented. He's got real quick feet. He's got quick change of direction as well.
They'll work it back to the left side.
Trying to attack the short stake defensive midfield right here.
Schulte in there.
Getting some nice chops.
Plays it back to Kubiak behind the net. Trying to find somebody cutting through the slot, but now they get it off on the wing. Bechtel loses the handle. Ball's loose on the ground. And a little good kick save there. And feet also important in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can kick the ball. It's kind of like a big rubber bouncy ball, so having the opportunity to kick it to space is definitely crucial. And
the lawn stick midi of Bushnell comes in as he got the loose ball, ran it up about 30 yards, and then was able to find the back of the net. And now it's a 9-3 Geneseo lead here in the second quarter. Talk about a counterattack by the Knights, and they go up 9-3.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal, but quick, like I said, it's a game of swings. You could put a couple quick goals up here, and then it's back to a reasonable, manageable game. I mean, there's a couple times last year where it's like Kenyon. There's a couple other games, and I'm trying to think what the other game was last year. But we were down a handful of goals. I think last year we started the game with Kenyon down 7-1, and we were able to rally back. Just with the shot clock, I mean, Geneseo can't get complacent because BW, I know, will be able to fire off some goals.
6 unanswered goals by the Knights as they now extend the lead to 9-3. Last year, when the two teams met, BW won 13-10. And again, after the face-off win, the Knights in control of the ball on that far side of the field as they work a couple of substitutions to get their offensive set up.
Yeah, it's from, like you were saying, Adam, Geneseo's seem to be dominating the face-off play. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a little switch up either with like how they position the wings on the start of the face-off, or maybe a little change at the X. Who knows?
So now they'll play the ball on the far side wing, bringing it up towards midfield. Now they'll send it around to the near side over to Cameron Kyoto. He'll work it to the left wing, angles in, plays it back behind the net over to Fallow. Has a couple of goals in this 6-goal run. Waiting for that ball to get to the blue line. Nobody was able to get it except for number 3 for Geneseo. That's Matt Malone.
Play with Matt Malone back at Lemoyne College.
So now Geneseo trying to work a move on the near side. Right out in front. There's a shot going top shelf as that goal was hit by Matt Malone. 10-3 our score. And it is 7 unanswered goals, and it just seems like the Knights' offense is just in full motion. BW hasn't really been able to they've been playing back on their heels defensively.
Yeah, I think the biggest change is that if you've noticed, Geneseo, they've been able to swing the ball a lot more crisper passes. and just like you could just tell they're all on the same page.
9:35 remaining in the first half. It's a 10-3 lead for the Knights over Baldwin Wallace.
Big win here for Sandy Bishop.
Bishop got tripped up with the push.
Yeah, loose ball push. Declan Tubbs picking it up. As you can see, looks like the first midfield units making their way on the field right now. Nick Nanoski out of the box first with Ethan Miller trailing. Won't be surprised to see a hidden. I thought they were going to pull a hidden ball trick.
So Nanoski with it on the left wing. We'll play it back over to Kubiak. In that position, he's kind of almost like that playmaker.
Yeah, it looks like right now they're trying to initiate the offense with Ben Kubiak. See, you can see the two-man game right there.
So they'll play it to the near side. Looking good to go in the middle is Ethan Miller. Back there. There's a shot and a goal. That one was hit by Jake Branton.
I mean, last Saturday I've seen Jake Branton do that several times, so I'm not surprised to see him get his name up on the board here. It's a big one for the Jackets. He's really talented, man. Just the way he can initiate from up top, down the alleys, and even especially from the wings. He's always trying to get to the center of the field. He's always increasing his angle. He's a real smart player.
Branton comes up with the goal, and that stops a 7-goal run for the Knights. And let's just hope that BW can now start getting on a run themselves, finding them down 10-4.
That could just be the momentum they need to get this ball rolling.
10-4, the Knights with the lead over BW on the face-off. Trying to work to get that ball shot through. And it is picked up by the Knights.
Little collision in BW's.
McGrath with it once again. Now Geneseo will get their offense set up, get everybody in their proper positions as they get the ball off to Dylan Rogers. Shots on goal in the game so far. Geneseo with 13, BW with 12, but shots on goal, 10-5 in favor of the Knights.
I think the biggest difference right now is like the passing, is at least on the Knights end. They're all like, you can tell they're all on the same page. They're all working their system.
There's a shot and another goal hit by number 32, Connor Griffin. Just two quick passes and a good 10 to 15 yard shot going down low.
Yeah, they're really using the earth on some of these shots. I think the past couple of goals they've had, they've been shooting it off the ground.
And when you look at the turf, that really helps make that ball skip.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unpredictable. I mean, it's a little bit easier to predict when you're on turf rather than grass, but it just kind of gives a little bit unpredictable. The goalies aren't able to track it as well as just being a straight-on goal up in one of the corners.
11-4, the Knights lead it over BW. We have 8:04 remaining in the first half of action here at Tressel Field. Adam Mendoza along with Mike Nanoski as BW finding themselves in an uphill climb here in this first half. It was close earlier on, and then it was the Knights going on a 7-goal run, and each team right now scoring a goal each. As the whistle will stop play, and it'll be BW after the hold. So they'll get the restart of the play clock, and BW needs to try to make something happen on this offensive set. 7:45 remaining. Nanoski with it on the near side wing. He's going to look.
Another low wing initiation.
Plays it along the goal line. Now back behind the net, trying to find it up front. Pass to the near side.
Won't be seeing another redodge right here.
Nanoski working it towards the middle. Spins. Takes that left-handed shot. Got taken off the play and put to the turf. Very physical encounter there near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Geneseo is all over the ball right here. They're making sure that BW feels them when they get to the ground.
And when you look at lacrosse in the New York area, a lot of lacrosse players coming out of New York and the upstate area.
Oh, I mean, you think about it, it's like football in the Midwest. I mean, everyone grows up wanting to be a football player. Up there, everyone grows up wanting to be a lacrosse player. So you're more likely to just having that talent. The more people that play, the more talent you have to pick from.
There was a pass intended on the interior looking for Byerly, but he couldn't come up with it. But Kubiak has it back behind the net with 6:56 to go in the second quarter. Kubiak.
Kubiak's got a short stick. We got a little miscommunication on defense.
Kubiak going over on the left side. Nanoski up top. Working it to the right side to Branton.
Watch Jake Branton initiate right here. Yeah, he's got the short stick matchup.
Branton moves to the left. Plays it back near side. Little juke move. There's a shot and a goal by Ethan Miller. Made that move to the left. Took the left-handed shot. And the BW Yellow Jackets get on the board and cut the lead to 11-5. Good ball movement, Mike, on that play this time.
Yeah, as you could say, I think the BW is just finally starting to settle in, and the passes are starting to get a little more crisper. Everyone's kind of calmed down. Those first game jitters are kind of out of the way now. I won't be surprised to keep seeing more of that.
BW really needs to get a big run and keep putting the pressure on Geneseo.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, these last 6 minutes of the second quarter are going to be definitely pretty huge because if you can eliminate the deficit a little bit more, I'm just going to set them up for more success in the second half.
6:30 remaining as BW and Geneseo getting ready on the face-off. It'll be important if the Yellow Jackets can get that face-off win and really start to put pressure on the Knights.
I mean, speaking of face-offs, a pretty neat addition to the BW men's coaching staff. We had Nate Brunner, who was a national champion. He went to Limestone College down in South Carolina, but he was a face-off guy for them. He's very successful at the Division II level. He's on as an assistant this year, so I wouldn't be surprised with them to see make some crucial adjustments that'll be in BW's favor coming into the second half.
Davis will send a long distribution pass. They'll play it over to Rodenhouse on the near side. Rodenhouse going on that far side, still on the attack.
Trying to make the defenseman make a play with the ball in his stick. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Coach Keeley take a timeout there. This possession's huge.
Yeah, it looks like they just laid off of him, and then Coach Keeley calls a timeout with 5:58 to kind of reset that offense.
Yeah, the whole plan for the Knights there was just to try and lock all the potential offensive ball carriers off and just trying to make Matt Rodenhouse make a play with the ball.
11-5 is our score as the Knights of Geneseo with the lead. 5:58 to go. Let's take a look at some of the numbers in this game. BW now out shooting Geneseo 15-14, but when it's the shots on goals, the Knights lead at 11-6. Face-off wins, BW with 12 face-off wins to 6 for Geneseo. And on the clears, BW is 4 of 4 on clears. Geneseo 5 of 8 on their clears. 8 turnovers for the Yellow Jackets, 4 for the Knights. And caused turnovers, 5 for the Knights, none for BW. As we look at the goals scored, Nanoski, Miller, Baden, and Byerly all with goals in the game, along with Branton. And for Tim Fallow, he has 3 goals in the game for the Knights.
First half hat trick.
Kevin Cook with 2 goals for the Knights. Connor Griffin with 2. Malone, Byrne, and Pratt each with a goal, along with Tyler Bushnell. So we talked about how important it is coming out of this timeout. We've got just under 6 minutes to go for BW to keep putting the pressure on the Knights of Geneseo to try to make a bit of a run.
Like I said, these last 5 minutes are going to be absolutely crucial. I mean, if you can get a couple more goals up on the board, you're going into halftime with all the momentum. I mean, if you're able to stop Geneseo's Knights offense and just kind of keep the ball locked down a couple face-offs, just keep playing make it, take it ball, it's only going to help the Jackets in their confidence.
So as we get ready for the restart, official was over on the far side of the field talking with Kyler Byerly, and it looks like he has to change up his stick or he's in for a penalty.
It's definitely not ideal there. I can't tell if it's a stick or if it's a mouth guard issue.
Well, it looks like they're looking at the stick on the BW side. And when you're looking at it, what do the officials look at when they take a look at the stick?
So what they're looking for is the width of the head. If the ball gets stuck when they turn the stick over in the middle of the head, then that means the stick's too pinched, and that's like a 3-minute non-releasable. And they're also looking at the pocket depth. The ball can't sit below the bottom of the plastic. If it sits below there, then the pocket is deemed illegal. And it just makes it hard for the defenseman to check the ball out of the stick.
So now the Knights with the advantage, playing it up top. There's a shot and a block. Good play there by Trent Davis. Now we see in the women's game after a goal, you see the official always checking the stick after the goal. They don't do that in the men's game.
It's kind of like it just depends on the game and the referees. Some games they check your stick after every goal because some guys will switch sticks on the sidelines depending. Some guys will work the system a little bit. But lately I've just been seeing them every couple goals they'll check a stick. It's kind of just by random. Or unless a coach can also ask if they want to check a specific player's stick. If they're getting checked a bunch and the ball's not coming out or they're scoring a bunch of goals, they might just try and get lucky and try and get a quick penalty to help their team with the advantage.
Nice save there by Trent Davis earlier on the offensive attack by the Knights. Ball is loose and still on the turf, trying to pick up the ground ball. Boy, that ball's still bouncing around on the turf here at Tressel Field.
Yeah, these loose ground balls are definitely going to play a huge part in who ends up winning this game today.
Randall sending it downfield. Nanoski running up the middle, looks to his right.
I thought we were going to initiate some quick offense there.
Plays it to Kubiak on the left. Kubiak gets... we're going to have a penalty as he got hacked from behind.
Baldwin Wallace can get their first man-up opportunity of the year. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets have in store today.
So BW getting a man-up opportunity. Last year, they were 23 of 57 on man-up opportunities, 40%.
From what I remember last year, too, we had a couple man-up opportunities that we were successful at Geneseo last year.
Now here, as you look at the lines on the field, the blue lines, there's the two blue lines on the side, and you were talking to me about that. When you're a man up or in that penalty situation, you got to keep the offense inside that blue line for the most part, right?
Yeah, well, that's when the game is traditionally 6-on-6 and a penalty is committed in the in the field of play, and both teams still have full advantage. It's just 6-on-6 ball. If someone commits a penalty and you retain possession of the ball with the flag still down on the field, then you got to keep it in the box. But since the play was dead and Geneseo took over the ball, that rule is no longer in effect.
So now the Yellow Jackets working on the offense with the man-up advantage. Good passing from the outside as Kubiak looking to go in, flicks a little wrister. That one just missing wide left by Nanoski.
The man-up play looks awfully way too familiar.
Well, let's talk about when you get into a man-up situation, what are you trying to do offensively?
You're just trying to get that 2-on-1. You're trying to find where you can get two offensive guys trying to force one defensive guy to guard you. You don't typically want to dodge on man-up. You want to just move, quick ball movement will get you the open lanes.
That ball was knocked down by the long stick midi there, number 31. That was Zach Barber. Ball loose.
Play.
Kubiak with it. Sends it right in front with an open goal. And Kyler Byerly was not able to get that one in. It was just him and the netminder, Tyler Wetzel.
What a play.
Ball loose, midfield. Here comes the Knights working it to the near side. Knights trying to set up, making some changes in substitution. Working it to the near side, back behind the net. Fallow, 3 goals on the day. Plays it off to Kevin Cook. Sends it on the wing. Looks for the attack. Passes in the middle. Good defensive play there by the Yellow Jackets. Matt Rodenhouse.
Good slide. Offsides. See if we'll see a flag.
No offsides as number 8 had to stop at the midfield line, and now they're going to get the offside call.
Guy might as well go over now. Because once an offside flag is down on the field, you can no longer be called for another penalty, so you might as well just go over and have a 7-on-6 advantage on the defensive side.
So now BW will play it. Getting it on the bounce will be number 66. That's Declan Tubbs. BW trying to get in within 5. As they have the ball, working it on the wing. Little skip spin move.
They're just going to wait for Nick Nanoski come out of the midfield here. Little substitution game coming into effect.
Nanoski with it, twirling that stick on the right side, looking to make the attack. Goes to his left. Looks for a pass out in front, and that shot does not go.
Who was that on the shot there? I think it was Luke Schradel, number 26.
Yep, he was right there, had a good opportunity, just missing it. .135 remaining in the first half of action. The Knights leading it over BW 11-5. And BW once again with the ball. Nanoski on the near side blue line.
It's interesting that they have a long stick midfielder picking him up before the play resumes. Because the whole game they've been keeping him in the center of the field. Looks like we have another man-up opportunity right now from the offsides.
BW playing it around. Getting it to Kubiak. Mishandles the ball.
Lift the stick.
Bounce toward the middle. Picked up by the Knights.
The midfield battle and the ball trickles over the midfield line. It's another game within the game. You can either retain or lose possession.
Now BW getting it. Trying to go on a quick counter as they get it to Nanoski.
We have numbers.
Working it to the near side. Plays it back. Nice pass. Trying to get it up top over to Jake Branton. But that pass errant and goes out of play. You're right. They did have the numbers. They just couldn't get that pass. And that's what's been kind of missing for BW today. Just those errant passes here and there.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to definitely change the outcome of the game.
Down to under a minute to go. And we'll have a stoppage in play as both teams go to their respective sides, and it's an 11-5 lead for the Knights over BW.
Attention fans, a copy of today's game program can be found in the mailbox located on
18-16 shots on goal for BW, but Geneseo with 13 shots on goal in the game today.
Yeah, I think that just comes into play in terms of like most of Geneseo's offense. They've been getting these shots right on the doorstep. BW's been shooting from a little further outside, so just giving the goalie a little bit more time to react to the shots.
And then when you look at the turnovers, BW with 12 turnovers, you got to try to cut that number down as you move on the season. Last year, BW with 331 turnovers. The Yellow Jackets were 6-3 at home, and you guys, because you played on the team last year, you guys played very well away from home, 8-0 on the year.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of took some pride in that. That's usually when we got to bust out the yellow uniforms. We called ourselves the Butter Boys, but we loved the challenge of going on the road, going into someone else's house and just ruining their day. Like, we take pride in that. But, like, I mean, winning the OAC championship is going to come when you can win at home. So, I mean, definitely want to securely get easy games at home when all your fans are here. You know what I mean? All your friends are out in the stands cheering you on. And that just always gives you a little bit extra kick. So I still don't think the Baldwin Wallace Jackets are out of this game by any means, being down 11-5 right now. Still a whole another 30 minutes to play.
Down to 45 seconds here in the first half of action, and the Knights with control of the ball in the second half. We'll talk about a little bit about the Ohio Athletic Conference and when it comes to conference play and teams to watch out for this upcoming season. As Baldwin Wallace playing in their home opener here to start the 2020 season, as the Knights with 24 seconds remaining on the clock in the first half with the ball and an 11-5 lead.
It looks like they're just playing keep away right now. They're just trying to prevent any BW offense having the ability to get sparked right now.
Ball goes out of play, and it'll be BW, and they're going to look to try to make a quick counterattack.
Yeah, they're going to try to push the ball upfield right quick.
And another timeout is called with 11 seconds to go. 11 seconds may not seem like a lot of time, but with the lengthy, crisp passes, it can make a big difference.
Oh, you could get the ball down the field in 5 seconds, without a doubt.
11-5. BW finding themselves down. Today's Yellow Jacket lacrosse game is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings in Medina, Strongsville, and Warrensville Heights. Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate place to get together with your friends to watch sports and eat wings. Today's game is also brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. And by Papa John's Pizza in Berea, the official pizza provider for BW Athletics. You can call them at 440-891-1900 or go online at papajohns.com. And finally, Today's game is being brought to you by the Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Adam Mendoza and Mike Nanoski here, high atop at Tressel Field in the comfy confines of the press box here. As while we are comfortable here, you look at the coaching staff for BW, they're not feeling comfortable right now, down 11-5 here with just 11 seconds to go. And as you look towards these final 11 seconds and going into the locker room, what did the teams do in looking to try to make those adjustments for the second half?
I think it all depends on who picks up the ball. It'll be down here around the Knights end line. Just trying to see who picks that up. I'm not going to be surprised if they try and double the ball right away, make them try and make a hard decision or a hard pass. And I wouldn't be surprised if they lock off all adjacents and all possible passing lanes just to make it difficult so that BW can't get another point up here on the board before we go into halftime.
So BW will get the ball offensively deep in their own end of the field. And there's 11 seconds remaining. It'll be Randall out of California getting ready to send it down. And, boy, he sends it long. Pass is complete to Kubiak. Then it got the ball knocked out of his stick in the middle and couldn't get the centering pass. And that's going to be the end. Boy, what a beautiful, long, almost 60-yard pass.
I told you, you can get the ball down the field in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. So we've played one half of lacrosse here at BW, and the Knights leading it 11-5. We'll step away. When we come back, we'll have second half action. The Knights of Geneseo leading it over Baldwin Wallace 11-5. Thanks for joining us here on BWAthletics.com. Well, as we get set for the second half of action, Baldwin Wallace finding themselves down 11-5 as we start the third quarter. It was Geneseo 6-3 after the first quarter. Then they outscored BW 5-2 in the second quarter for that 11-5 lead. 18 shots for BW, the Knights with 16, but shots on goal 13 for the Knights, BW with 6. 15 ground balls to 12 in favor of BW, and BW was 7 of 8 on clears. The Knights 6 of 9. Turnovers in the game, 12 for BW, 8 for the Knights. Leading score for BW. Actually, there's 5 guys with a goal for BW. Nanoski, Miller, Braden, Byerly, and Bratton. But for Geneseo, Tim Fallow with 3 goals. Cook and Griffin following with 2 goals in this first half of action. And really important for BW to jump out of the gate quickly in this third quarter, as we saw the Knights do that in the first quarter of play.
I think a noticeable difference to start the second half, we have a goalkeeper change. Freshman Joe Storner out of Louisville, Kentucky. It will be in cage for the Yellow Jackets to start.
So Storner now coming in. See what he can do in the second half. But in the cage for Geneseo will be Tyler Wetzel. He's played a very good game. He has 1 save on 18 shots faced. Davis had 2 saves on 16 shots faced. Bishop getting ready on the faceoff at midfield as we get set for this third quarter of action. Very important for the Yellow Jackets to get control of the ball, as, boy, they are wrestling for that ball, and it'll be in favor of the Knights. When you look at the faceoff, boy, it is a wrestling match for that ball.
I mean, it turns into a game of make it, take it. I mean, if you could dominate the faceoff possessions, I mean, if you win the faceoff, you get more possessions, gives the offense more opportunity to score. It's only going to help your team.
So the Knights will start it up. Coming up top, it'll be Connor Griffin has a goal in the game for the Knights.
I noticed in the last faceoff too, we had our long stick midi down all the way down to the defensive side of the 40 to prevent a fast break for Geneseo. So that's something I noticed a change from the first half.
Turnover goes the way for the Yellow Jackets on that long distribution outlet. And so BW will now start to work on their first possession of this second half of action. And be nice to see Kubiak try to get something going offensively, putting something back into the net right now. BW playing with it on the far side of the field.
Still going for the same low wing initiation. We'll see if we can get any offense sparked out of this.
Nanoski working behind the net, going in front, shoots and scores as he went upper right 90.
Just what the Yellow Jackets needed. As you can see, Ben Kubiak laid a pick for Nick Nanoski behind the cage. I wouldn't be surprised to see more 2-man action out of those two. They were very successful last year when Nick would do it with Chad or Ben behind the cage, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jackets kind of stick with that motto going forward.
Nanoski with his second goal on 5 shots. Last year, 25 goals, 8 assists, 33 points. And I think you hit that one really on the mark. They needed this goal early and not to give up that early goal to the Knights, and they put on a goal on the board, and it's 11-6. Still the Knights lead it over BW, but a very important goal, the second of the day by Nanoski.
Yeah, from what I recall, I think Geneseo's the Knights defense, they're a veteran group. They're a lot of junior, senior heavy, from what I believe. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they're not going to get full of basic just ball movement. I think you're going to have to do some pick and 2-man games behind the cage or on the wings to really get them kind of confused and get some miscommunication going about. And that'll just give BW some time to get their senior playmakers the chance to put the ball in the back of the net.
Last year, they were Geneseo was 8-10 overall, 4-2 in their conference. Away from home, they were 6-5. BW played very well away from home, 8-0. They also had a respectable. You guys had a respectable 6-3 season here at the friendly confines of Tressel Field. Another face-off won by the Knights. Ryan Lee on a run to that far side. Substitutions getting ready. Defensively for the Yellow Jackets, 2 long stick defenders in there. Knights trying to play it back behind the net.
Yeah, they're trying to get an invert opportunity with taking Declan Tubbs behind the cage.
Fallow has it, has 3 goals on the day. Cook with it on the near wing.
BW's going to want to get a switch here. I forget, what's number 11's name? Tim Fallow. He's already got 3 goals today with the freshman defensive midfielder behind the cage. I won't be surprised to see a quick slide from Clay Kolke right here. Yep, here it comes.
Looks to make a move, looking to play it out front. Defense getting back quickly on the attack. That one blocked. A nice save there being made by Storner.
That's some good defense from the Yellow Jackets.
Sometimes a little change in goal will make a difference. 12:40 remaining in the third quarter. BW putting up a third quarter goal to cut the lead down to 11-6. Trying to come in on the slide to the near side. Pass in the middle. Another save there being made by Storner on a dead-on shot. And we'll have a penalty flag.
We have some extracurriculars going down around the 30-yard line.
That was Kevin Cook battling his way against Woodsong. Now BW trying to make an attack on that far side of the field.
Oh, Rodenhouse is going to the cage. There's some unhappy campers up in the stands right now. We'll see what the call is.
Kevin Cook and the referee called a stoppage in play.
Oh, he threw his hat as a flag too.
Because Woodsong went down, and he went down hard back at midfield. It can get chippy out there.
Yeah, sticks are flying, bodies are flying all over the place. Some stuff's probably being said in between both parties, so not surprised. They were going at it, if you recall, Adam, down here at during the first quarter. Yeah, down here in the first quarter near the scoreboard side. The same 2 guys are getting into it, so I'm not surprised to see something come of it. This could be a big opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to strike and get a couple more points up on the board. We'll see if these are releasable or non-releasable penalties.
So the penalty would go against Kevin Cook of the Knights of Geneseo.
Looks like they got 2 guys in the box right now, actually.
Looks like we've got a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct calls, too.
I mean, yeah, like I said, the one ref even tossed his hat. He ran out of flags in his pockets, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bench penalty, too. That could be the reason for the second penalty, because it looked like the coaches were getting pretty animated on the Knights sideline.
And you see both coaches there just outside of the conference of the officials. The referee is Ed Lloyd, the umpire is Jim Rice, and the field judge is Bill Schneider.
My guess is they're probably this happened a couple times last year. And anytime the coaches come in on a conference with the referees, they're pretty much just telling them to go tell their respective teams just to kind of calm down and let not things get escalated, because they don't want to start dishing out flags left and right, because then it kind of takes away from the integrity of the game.
Well, Kevin Cook is still pretty fired up over on that side, just outside of the penalty box area, as they try to decipher all of the calls and
extracurriculars.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, it gets physical, but boy, when Woodsong went down, I mean, he got tagged.
Yeah, he got slammed to the ground.
Under 12 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. BW did score a goal to cut down the lead to 11-6, and the stoppage in play because of the penalties and the calls. And
yeah, I mean, you get this to 11-7, 11-8, Adam. I mean, it's more than reasonable. Then you got the momentum swing going too. We got a quick goal coming out of halftime here, which is huge. The Yellow Jackets will be man up coming here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Keeley have the guys, the man up unit, run another look at the Geneseo defense, try and catch them off guard. I'm 90% sure that you'll see something like a different wrinkle or different play being called out.
Now, looking to our left, you see the offensive players for BW, pretty much close proximity to Geneseo's defense. Any of the guys speaking to each other, or just kind of what's going on over there?
You know what? Funny you say that. Oh, it just depends. I mean, they could just be kind of like, what's going on? Like, let's just play kind of thing. Or, it could be kind of like, hey, like, we're about to score on you. You know what I mean? Some trash talk going back and forth. Just some competitive fire amongst both parties. But, I I mean, sometimes it's friendly, sometimes it's not. It just depends on the scenario. I mean, none of these guys down here on the offensive side of the field were kind of involved in the altercation that took place down at the scoreboard, 30-yard line. So it could have just been all friendly.
So they're just trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably laughing because their coaches, they're both pretty heated right now. They're trying to get to the bottom of this. And they could also just, I think the coaches, like, as you can see, both the assistant coaches are even over there right now at the 50-yard line with the conference with the referees. As you can see, Coach Keeley's probably telling Drew Braden, number 6 out of Worcester, Ohio, they're probably just telling him what play to run in case, like, the defensive, like, because in practice leading up to these games, the opposing teams, and at least I know from personal experience, like our team, we would scout the other team's man-up play. I wouldn't be surprised if they called one out, and he called Drew over to come bring another one in to kind of just that, like, they might have not had, like, on the scout sheet yet. So, or something different than we ran last year because they probably watched the same tape that we had against them last year. So probably just showing them a new look that they're not prepped for.
So Coach Keeley still having a discussion with the official on the far side, and I don't think everything has been cleared up because the folks working the scoring table on the far side are up and talking with the officials to make sure they got everything in line.
Yeah, it looks like number 13, Kevin Cook. I mean, he's got his gloves off, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be in there for a lengthy bit of time. All right, here we go. Back to action.
After about a 3-minute delay, BW with a man-up opportunity.
The quicker we move the ball here, the better opportunity we'll get to score a goal here.
Kubiak plays it up in the middle over towards Bratton.
Looks like we're going to get a lefty wheel here.
Kubiak.
Touch the corners.
They work it around, try to drive somebody through the middle.
Oh, I thought Nanoski was going to pull that there.
Nanoski with it, plays it to the right side, quickly down on that base. Oh, good defensive play there being made.
Yeah, they were ready for the skip pass there. They had their sticks in the passing lanes. We're going to get a tough ride here, though. 2 freshmen here trying to push them out of bounds. We got a double team opportunity here.
11:14 remaining. Nice distribution outlet now. Geneseo with a man down.
Yeah, we're going to look to double team here. As you can see, Richie Roscoff out of Strongsville, Ohio. He's chasing number 5 down behind the net. I think that's a good no call.
So now BW trying to quick a counter.
Declan Tubbs.
Trying to play it upfield.
Another very talented freshman we have here at BW.
Nanoski working it over to Kubiak.
We're still man up here, so I won't be surprised. We can see we get a quick substitution coming in. They're going to try and get another crack here at the cage. I wish we had an idea of what the penalty time was.
Well, he's in there for quite a bit, at least a minute and a half right now.
Yeah, my guess was probably a 2 or 3 minute non-releasable.
Bratton plays it over to Nanoski on that far right wing. Playing it back up top.
As you see,
back to Nanoski.
We might have been 6-on-4 there a minute ago, Adam.
Well, it's 6-on-5, so they still have the man up. Now the Yellow Jackets get it to Kubiak, trying to find a hole in the defense.
The ball's dying on our sticks a little bit too much. We got to keep this ball hot, get the defense rotating. Oh, another penalty on the Geneseo Knights.
There's a shot and a block save there being made by Tyler Wetzel.
Wetzel's been all over the ball, man. The ball's looking like a beach ball to him today.
Yeah, he's really done a very good job with 2 saves on 20 shots faced.
Very talented goalkeeper.
Penalty will go on number 31. That's Zach Barber.
I want to know what happened. He must have been some off-ball poking and slashing going on the backside because I didn't see anything in particular that jumped out to me.
4 defenders on the defensive side for the Knights. There's a shot and a rip in the back of the net by Ethan Miller.
He brought the gas on that one. If I'm not mistaken, Adam, didn't he have one of those like that earlier in the game?
Yes, he did. So Ethan Miller now with 2 goals in the game, and I'll have to relate it to baseball, and you may be a little bit too young for this one, but that's like a Nolan Ryan fastball going right down the plate. Or you could say a Geraldus Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
See, there's a little bit of an age difference here,
yeah.
So, but it's all good. But the most important thing, BW has cut the lead down to 4 at 11-7, and they've scored 2 goals here in the second quarter. Now the penalty box is cleared for the Knights.
Yeah, so the penalties must have been offset once a goal was scored. So, as you can see, number 3,300, Louis, all the way down here next to Sandy's rake side. They're just trying to prevent a fast break going forward. So it's a defensive-minded face-off approach. Got 2 on ground ball here at midfield. Loose ball. It's going to be a loose ball push.
So it'll be the Knights getting the ball on the near side of the field. 9:34 remaining in the third quarter. BW has cut the lead down to 11-7.
As you see, Geneseo looks like they're starting to get a little bit nervous. They've had some misfortune to start the second half, and BW's come out hot and firing. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Keeley and Coach Tatro got the boys fired up at halftime.
And the penalty really helps, and having that man-up situation really helped for BW. Now they got to come up with some defense right now to slow down and keep the momentum going for themselves for BW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, converting on these man-up opportunities is absolutely crucial. I mean, those should be gimme goals.
Double team in that back.
They're all over him. Neil Randall is tenacious on defense.
Randall out of
He's still all over him.
California. Now he'll get back and set up defensively on the near side of the net.
There's a lot of hype surrounding Neil Randall. I've heard nothing but good things. He was talked about a lot amongst the coaching staff, even last year when I was on the team. Talked about how this kid from California is going to come in and be a lights-out defenseman for us. I mean, that's just evident after watching this right now.
Pass up top, almost thrown away. Good defense by BW right now. 10 seconds on the possession, on the play clock. There's a shot, another save.
Joe Storner playing like a brick wall in cage right now.
And the defense for BW is going to have to come up big again. Boy, you are right about Storner. He has just come up with save after save.
Yeah, ever since he's been in, he's been like a sheet of plywood in there. Nothing's getting through.
So now Geneseo with it once again. They're trying to go in.
He's in the crease. That's something new to him that's come back in the game. As of last year, the crease dive was now allowed. That means that they could jump into the goal mouth. They can jump if the ball is in the back of the net before they land inside the crease in which the goalie is sitting. It's still a goal. That's something that was taken out of the game for a while, but it's something, a new flair that's been brought back in the game, and I think it's just brought a ton of excitement on the offensive side of the ball.
BW with control of it. Nanoski on that far side. Kubiak angling towards the back as you put it, they'll look to try on an invert.
Yep, they're going back to the invert, and watch. I bet Ben Kubiak's going to circle around the back of the cage and set Nick Nanoski a pick, depending on which side.
Nanoski
it looks like
with
it's still about to come.
Plays it up top. Oh, bad pass on the reception of it. And a nice play on the pickoff there by Rodenhouse. Back over to Nanoski on the far right side.
Gave him a soccer touch right there. Getting top side. Uh-oh.
Trying to play it to Byerly.
We got to start connecting these passes here.
And now that errant pass gives Augie Holkamp a move on that far side. Another save! Wow.
Joe Storner.
He is a brick wall with 4 saves.
He's got some crisp outlet passes, man.
Ball goes out of play, and it'll be Geneseo with the ball. And he has really come in and has done a great job in the cage there for BW in this second half. The defense getting a lot of help by their netminder. The Knights with the ball once again. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. BW just down by 4 at 11-7. The Knights trying to make a move. Malone with it. Being guarded by Tubbs.
Declan Tubbs has got some quick feet, man. You can see he's very, very aggressive, which is something you need out of a defensive midfielder.
Quick pass again, and that time they find the hole as they go upper right 90 on some crisp passes and on the attack on the far side of the field as that stops that 2-goal run for the BW Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think that was number 15, Cameron Chiodo, with the goal. Time and room step-down shot.
So Chiodo comes up with the goal. Last year, Chiodo 15 goals, 7 assists for 22 points. Pratt was their leading goal scorer last year. 33 goals, 22 assists for 55 points. Lead is back to 5 for the Knights. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do to try to...
Still struggling on the faceoffs.
Yeah, and with that we've seen on the faceoffs.
They've been getting dominated on the wing play.
Knights sending it on a cross-field pass over to Holcamp. And there's the difference, is the crisp passing between the two
clears,
teams.
Especially, you can definitely see it. The overpasses are very, they're on a rope. They're very crisp. I mean, that comes with a veteran team, though, too.
5:32 remaining. On a run to that backside is Christian Marcello. They'll move it back up close to around the 30-yard line, moving it back to center. Look to move it into that attacking zone.
Looks like they're going to try and invert on senior Hunter Lute, number 33.
Trying to work, looking for that pick, but Lute comes in with a good stick check.
He has some good cross checks.
So good defense right there by BW right now.
They're really trying to initiate their offense based off of the short stick defensive midfielders. Looks like BW sent a quick double team. If they can turn them here, they might get a chance to get the ball on the carpet.
9 seconds left on the play clock.
Oh, good double team.
Double team loose, 2 seconds. And
Shot clock.
Shot clock violation, and a good defense by BW that time. They really did a number. The double teams were really working well for BW. Now let's see if they can convert that great defense into an offensive set that can land them a goal. 4.5 to go in the third quarter.
Getting chippy on the ride.
They'll pass it to the far side. Long lead pass. Intercepted.
The reason for that long wild pass was just because the clearing time, you have 20 seconds to get it over the midfield. So my guess is the timer was about to go off, so they just had to chalk it down towards the goal. I mean, you might as well if you think about it. I mean, if you're going to turn the ball, if you don't want to turn it over down your own end, you might as well make the other team clear it the whole length of the field.
So now the couple substitutions being made by the Knights as they have it. They have a 5-goal lead at 12-7 here late in the third quarter. 3:43 remaining in quarter number 3. Griffin with it, plays it back, sending it up the middle.
Geneseo keeps throwing these skip passes.
Rogers again trying to go low, and good save there, and a deflection there by Storner. Storner just giving up 1 goal here in the second half of action. There's a shot and another save by Storner.
He is a stud.
And I think you would say that that ball to him looks like a beach ball.
Oh, yeah.
BW now trying to go on the counter.
Oh, he's offsides. They might call him here. Yep, they did. Flags down. Free possession here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets need to try to
get some subs on the field here. Get your offensive midfielders on here. Give a free gimme. We got Luke Schradel, number 26, back behind the cage right now. I'm not sure why play is being stopped right now, but
Nick Fiorentino in his 4th season out of Salisbury just giving an earful to the officials.
I mean, he's definitely tiptoeing the line right there because, I mean, after that long conference, after that
yeah,
the penalty on the one ride with Austin Routsong, and I forget, was that Cook?
Yeah,
at the
that was
30-yard
Cook,
line? Yeah, so when the ref threw that hat, he might want to be careful so he doesn't get a bench penalty.
Clock is stopped with 2:50 to go. Geneseo with a 12-7 lead. But when you look at the scoring in the third quarter, BW outscoring the Knights 2-1.
Kind of play the quarters like individual games themselves. You win each quarter.
And then within a quarter, you look at certain time elements of it of trying to win the.
Yeah, that's kind of how Keeley. What's interesting is Baldwin Wallace head coach, Coach Keeley, and assistant coach, Coach Tatro. The whole practice is based around it's like I'm trying to think how to explain it. It's based off of quarters, so each like quarter of practice is a different element, and they want you to practice. It's based around like a 4-quarter game, and they implement drills like that just so you're kind of used to winning each quarter, so that you win the practice.
Christian Marcello is in the penalty area, and BW will have a man-up opportunity.
Let's see if we can get another one. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethan Miller trying to get his feet in another step-down shot.
Working it out to the top, now to the near side.
The ball's sitting in the sticks too long. They really got to start spinning it. The defense, like the longer the ball sits in the sticks, the more rest the defense gets.
Kubiak plays it up top. Need to work it around a little bit more. There's a shot, and Kubiak was trying to get the deflection in there, but it goes off wide.
Yeah, we can't be forcing passes like that. You got to value every opportunity going forward. We only got 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Got to really start converting on some of these man-up opportunities.
And I believe both teams will be at even strength right now.
Yep, all even.
The Knights with it. Working it on that far side is Christian Marcello. They'll play it back out top. Get one of the long stick middies out there and try to get some offensive attack going now as they get the ball off to Sean Byrne. 1:49 remaining. Quarter number 3. Knights leading it over BW 12-7. Giving chase on the defensive side is Drew Baden. On the attack is Byrne. There is a shot, another save. Ball loose.
He's got an eye for the ball, man. I am overly impressed with Joe Storner today in his performance.
And the ball will go back to Geneseo. And really, you know, you look at the way Joe Storner, a freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, in St. Xavier, he is really playing lights out in this third quarter. He, along with the defense of BW, has really
ramped it up the second half.
They only gave up. BW has only given up 1 goal here in the second half. They gave up 11 in the first half.
As you can see, yeah, their passes have been a lot more sloppy to start the second half, too. It looks like BW is applying some more pressure. They've gotten a little bit more aggressive. I think if you get out of this third quarter without giving up another goal, that's going to be crucial to start this fourth quarter.
40 seconds remaining in the quarter. 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
Eric Bechtel, number 18 out of Westlake, Ohio, getting the bench fired up right now. Hopefully to get a defensive stop here.
Trying to come in on a little swoop, playing it out front. Defense has to come in.
Good slide. Double team coming. Come from both sides.
There's a loose ball, and it's picked up by BW.
Yeah, Matt Roundhouse picking it up off the carpet.
Little flick up
We
ahead.
got 12 seconds.
Pass going down to Rootsong.
Get some quick offense here. Get a pick.
Kubiak with it. Spins his way. Lost the handle of the ball.
3, 2, 1.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 12-7, the Knights with the lead, but a very good quarter by BW. And you see the players going around Storner to say, hey, great job in between the pipes in that third quarter.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, the friendship amongst all these guys on the team and just the camaraderie amongst all of them is just something super special. And I think something that makes like the BW lacrosse experience something just really unique.
So Storner has done a very good job inside the pipes as BW just down by 5, 12-7. Storner, 6 saves on 9 shots faced.
That's really impressive. Like a good goalie save percentage, anything above 50, 55%. I mean, that's just elite.
That's 85% so far in just the third quarter of play.
That's outstanding, especially from a freshman.
Today's game is being brought to you by Jimmy John's in Middleburg Heights. We're freaky fast, so your sandwich arrives freaky fresh. Call us anytime at 440-625-0745 or go online at jimmyjohns.com. Today's lacrosse game is also brought to you by Crown Plaza in Middleburg Heights. When you're looking for a quality place to stay before or after any Yellow Jacket contest, choose the Crown Plaza. And by Medical Mutual of Ohio, the healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Adam Mendoza and Mike Nanoski here, up here in the press box as BW finding themselves down 12-7 to Geneseo. And really the story of the third quarter was Joe Storner. 9 shots faced, 6 saves, only giving up 1 goal in that third quarter, and BW outscoring the Knights 2-1, and he has really made a difference for BW along with the rest of the defenders of the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think with like the more aggressive pace of the defense for Baldwin Wallace, I think it's just forced Geneseo to have to shoot from further out, kind of like what they're doing the Baldwin Wallace offense in the first half. They're not getting those easy looks on the doorstep. There's better communication on the defensive side of the ball. I'm sure that's going to continue. I think the message right now that they're just relaying to the team right now, as you can see, they're not split off into offensive and defensive huddles. It's just all one. They just want all the guys on the same page. Be like, hey, we can do this, guys. You're only down 5 right now. It's more than doable considering the 80-second shot clock.
So final 15 minutes remaining, and you look at the other side in the cage there. Tyler Wetzel has played a very good game. He's 21 shots faced, only 1 save. A lot of errant shots, but boy.
When they're going on net, they're going in.
Yeah, they're going in. So BW and the Knights of Geneseo getting ready for this fourth quarter. Very important for the Yellow Jackets to win the faceoff. Ryan Lee for the Knights getting ready on the faceoff. As we get started on this fourth quarter.
Sandy Bishop's got the ball here.
Bishop still fighting for it. Cleats digging in the turf.
He's picking his head up to see where he can rake the ball out. Geneseo guys withholding the ball. I'm surprised that wasn't called there.
Bishop
Good
with
ground
it.
Ball.
Looks to play it over on the near side over to Baden. Back up top. Yellow Jackets making a change.
Number 11, Riley Mann, making his way onto the field. Always got to show some love to your old line mate. So,
Mann with it, plays it up top. They'll send it to the left side to Gage Schneider. Back to the right. On a little move. Backs off a bit.
Riley Mann drew the pull. He got the slide there. So they're going to look to try and get one of the. That means one of the attackmen probably have a short stick. Yeah, number 6, Drew Braden. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and do a pick for him, try and get him the ball to initiate some offense behind the cage. Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to do right now.
Schneider with it on that far side. Getting the pick from Kubiak. Now he'll get it back behind the net area. Trying to play off the pick and make that slide towards the net. 13 on
Too many low passes.
13 on the shot clock. And it's picked up. And the clock will be reset as the Knights on a quick move. Fallow, who has 3 goals, will play it back as they get the right personnel in on this offensive set. Dylan Rogers looks to play it to the far side of the field. Byrne plays it to the right. 13 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 12-7 lead for the Knights over BW. The Knights in their dark blue uniforms, BW in their home whites. On the far side, Pratt plays it up top, swinging the pass to the far side of the field. Trying to make a move to the right, back behind the cage area. Looking for a cutter. Good defense there. Playing it back, errant pass as they were looking over to James Pratt on that. Good defensive pressure there, forcing the outlet to go out of play.
Yeah, Adam Bolossy's been doing a good job trying to keep his stick up in the passing lanes. It looks like we're going to get the first midfield unit back out here for the Yellow Jackets.
Nanoski getting it near midfield. Will start his walk and run to the near side. Now gets the pass off over to Bratton. Bratton will move to the wing as they have 2 back behind the cage area. Bratton working it left side. Playing it back. Looking to start his attack with a move. Has Nanoski up top, quickly flicks it over to Kubiak. Little spin move to the right, looking to angle in, now reverses his field to the left. Still has control of it as he passes it off to Nanoski, back over to Bratton.
Yeah, we're going to need Jake Brandon to initiate some offense here. He's got a short stick matchup. Nick Nanoski and both Ben Kubiak have long stick matchups right now.
Tubbs trying to get it in front, picked up by Kubiak, a low liner, and that goes out of play.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets need a goal here.
13 seconds on the shot clock. 11:24 on the game clock. It's down to 7. Bratton has to look towards the middle with 3 on the shot clock. Pass in, gets away, and it'll go to Geneseo as the shot clock expires with 11:09 to go. You talk about holding those passes, too many passes, and really they couldn't get a good shot off. Now the Knights looking to move on their own attacking end of the field. That'll be Malone on the far side. They work it up top, slinging the ball to the near side. Clock down to 10:40. Knights up by 5. A little bit more deliberate on the offense by the Knights. They're not in too much of a hurry. They want to try to take up as much time off the play clock as possible.
Yeah, they're really going to try and milk it here for the rest of the fourth quarter, trying to hold on to this lead they have.
Malone trying to work his way around, shoots. That one's off the post.
Goalkeeper's best friend.
But the offensive rebound picked up by the Knights. On another drive, Malone shoots and scores as he goes up top as he gets it underneath the crossbar. So Matt Malone comes up with the goal, and it's a 13-7 lead for the Knights. The women's lacrosse team coming up with the win over Center, 13-7. As they are down in Kentucky, and I'm sure the weather is a little bit warmer than it is up here.
No, I can only imagine.
10:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. BW down 13-7.
We're going to need some quick offense here for the boys.
Well, you talked about how they've really been holding the ball, and it's 5, 6, 7 passes before they could even get a shot attempt, if that at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think Geneseo is doing a good job of defending their one-on-one matchups when the Yellow Jackets have the ball down in their offensive zone. I just really think if we could start winning our one-on-one matches a little bit, get a couple goals up here on the board, I mean, that's what we got to do to try and get ourselves back in this.
Pratt with the ball. They'll play it back up top, and we've talked about it on their last possession. They will try to milk this clock on their play clock.
Make the possessions really count by dwindling the clock down and then just stinging one in there. I mean, that was hats off to Matt Malone on that last goal. I mean, down at GLE with the close to no-angle shot, tucking in over Joe. That's not on Joe right there. That's just a good shot. It was good D. We were all over him there, too.
There's a pass. There's a shot being made by Fallow and goes above the stick of Storner. Again, doing a yeoman's job. Not an Oberlin yeoman, but a great job for the BW Yellow Jackets. Down to 9:18 to go in the fourth quarter. 13-7 lead by the Knights, up by 6. And the Knights just very deliberately slowing it up on the offensive side. Little move, turn, good defense there on the double team by BW. Pratt looking, firing up the middle. Little flick behind as they look to move it to the near side. Griffin still with control of it, looking to go in on the back door. But BW
defense.
comes up with a nice defensive play as that was Hunter Lute.
Hunter Lute with the punt return clear.
And then gets hammered. And a flag is thrown.
Oh, we're still playing.
There's 3 flags thrown, and BW has control of the ball as Rodenhouse plays it back behind the net over to Byerly. 3 flags are thrown on that exchange at midfield.
Based on some of those penalties, from what I think the penalties will be, if the BW men's team could get a
Kubiak tried to shoot that one through, but it went off a defender's stick. And let's see what the penalty will be.
Yeah, depending on what the penalty will be, if we could have got a goal there, that could have really helped us, because then the goal would have counted and they could have still been in debt to the penalty. So
8:03 to go. First half going much quicker than the second half, but there's not as many goals in the second half.
yeah, defense is definitely taking a precedence here in the second half.
So as the officials pick up the laundry off the field,
And there's a lot of it.
penalty will go against well, let's see what the call's going to be. Anybody in the box?
Yeah, the refs were awful trigger happy there with the flags. What was it? It looks like number 5 and number 8.
So they'll BW will be 2-man up,
6-on-4 here. We need a goal here.
sending it up top, quickly moving it. Kubiak up top, deflected by the defense.
They're
Of the
all
Knights.
over the skip passes.
Miller, Tenanoski, Kubiak in. Oh, what a beautiful shot there as he goes low, and they're going to call the goal as his feet were up, and that ball went into the back of the net.
Just what I was telling you about, that crease dive there. Ben Kubiak just jumped right around the goalkeeper there. What a pass. Multiple sticks up in the passing lane, and that still got through to Ben Kubiak. Hats off to both those guys.
Kubiak came in on the dive, and he got it low, and he puts it into the back of the net. Very important goal for BW. That cuts the lead to 13-8 with still plenty of time available. Some great passes to set up the offense for Kubiak's goal.
Look, we still got a guy in the penalty box too right now. So it looks like it will be on a 6-on-5. As you can see, will be a man-up face-off opportunity. So it's not your typical wing play. As you can see, Nick Nanoski's out on the wing right now trying to spark some early offense, hopefully. And we also have a chance at the face-off X too. Number 37, Keller Fisher, is at the X right now. So just a little bit of a change up here. As you can see, we have both our guys back towards our defensive end, just trying to prevent any type of fast break possible. And also, we have our short stick, Nick Nanoski, to Keller's rake side. So if he just gets the ball down on the clamp, he could rake it right out to number 3, and then just run right down the field strong-handedly. Get some quick offense going. So
As we get ready for the face-off, BW trying to run for control of the ball on the near side.
good hockey.
Now they
Like I was
pass it
talking
off.
about, quick offense, baby.
Nanoski to Kubiak. He'll shoot,
Oh!
missing it wide.
Just a little bit outside. Just what we wanted to see, though.
It was quick. Couple passes here and there, but BW remains with control. Nanoski with it on the wing up top.
We got a 2-on-1 situation. If Ethan Miller gets the ball back, I'm going to be just surprised to see him and Nick Nanoski try and throw the ball back and forth, make the defense and commit.
Nanoski on the wing. They'll play it back on that far side, looking for
Kubiak again.
on that back door. BW keeping the ball in control.
We got to start swinging the ball a little quicker here. We can't spend so much time moving the ball on our stick.
Kubiak tried to go low, couldn't get it through on a save there.
Oh, we got to quit throwing skip passes. We're getting picked off.
So now the ball will be in the Knights' possession with 6:44 to go. Still a man up.
When in doubt, we just got to make the one more adjacent pass.
BW trying to put pressure on the defensive side of the field, having that man-up situation.
The clear warning was coming up.
They'll clear it downfield, and it is
Number 45, Clay Kolke, looks like he's about to come up with it.
ball still loose on the turf.
All right, we got to lay a body here.
Now they get it. Rodenhouse looks to move upfield. Lost the handle of it, recovers, and it goes out of play. Good defensive check with the stick there by the Knights of Geneseo. 6 minutes remaining. BW down 13-8. They need to come up with a turnover and a quick counterattack. But the Knights will slow it down to a snail's pace to try to use as much of the play clock as possible. On the near side is Dylan Rogers. Nanoski giving chase. Rogers making a move, still with control, swinging the stick and keeping it in there.
Good square defense.
Playing it back. There's
Another save!
Wow. Storner coming in. That was a point-blank shot by the Knights of Geneseo, and Storner comes up with another save. Loose ball in the back as Kubiak tries to get the deflection, but the Knights come up with it once again. Boy.
Yeah, we really got to start connecting some of these passes, man. Joe Storner is standing on top of his head right now. He needs.
Nanoski checking out. They'll bring in a substitute coming in for the Yellow Jackets.
Number 33, Hunter Lute.
Storner has just been lights out here in the second half.
Since the switch.
You got to go with the hot man.
Yeah.
And looking at you up here, it feels like you want to just get back out there on the field.
Yeah, it's definitely reminiscent, a little bit nostalgic. Kind of wish I was out here to be playing with the boys. But, I mean, I'm definitely excited to see what these guys got in store. Every good thing comes to an end. So, just appreciating getting the opportunity to do this. I'm up here with you today, Adam. Still keeps me connected to the team and just the guys. So, plus it gives you a nice warm seat, too. So.
So now BW with control. They'll change up some of the offensive personnel. Man with it. Will work it to the right side on the wing. Kubiak back behind the net. Man working it on the goal line extended near side. They'll play it back. Clock down to 3:55. 35 on the play clock. BW down 13-8. Getting the pick back by Kubiak. Looking in the middle. There's a shot. Oh,
behind the back, Drew Braden.
Wow.
Feed from number 77, John Schulte. We got a Team Selly back here in the scoreboard end zone.
What a behind the back shot there for BW, and they cut the lead to 4.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that on ESPN tomorrow. Top 10 plays, Adam.
That was just absolutely beautiful by Baden.
Almost as beautiful as that mustache he's got up there on the Jumbotron. What'd you say about that?
Yep, that's for sure. So BW has cut the lead down to 13-9. 3:41 remaining. You can tell BW trying to get everything in a hurry, but they've got to keep putting the pressure on the Knights. And the Knights coming up with the just like that, they get one by Storner, and they answer the goal, and it's back to 5. Wow, that is something you don't want to do. You lose the face-off. They come up, they shoot and score very quickly.
We need a defensive slide right there to the ball carrier. We can't be ball watching like that.
Talk about a heartbreaker right there. You get the great goal by Baden, and then you give up one quickly within just a matter of 15 seconds. 3:34 to go, and it's a 14-9 lead for the Knights of Geneseo out of New York. Boy, that really can just take the sail right out of your team. And just looking at that bench area, they were jubilant just a minute ago, and their whole demeanors just really, really changed. Even though we haven't had that many goals scored in the second half.
Yeah, we got Sandy Bishop back here at the face-off X2, replacing Keller Fisher. We got freshman Richie Roscoff also on the wing, accompanied by Hunter Lute.
And it looks like the officials are taking a look at the stick
of the face-off guy right now. Oh, they're about to call it right now. Looks like his stick's a little too pinched. They might take the goal off the board here, Adam.
Let's see what happens.
My guess, since the face-off sticks are more prone to being illegal just due to the nature of the position and clamping down on the ball, it causes the heads to warp and be too pinched. He might be, they just non-releasable. This is going to be huge for the Yellow Jackets. No face-off to follow the penalty. I think this is a 3-minute non-releasable. We need good ball movement here.
3:34 to go, and the Yellow Jackets will have a man advantage.
If we score here, it's make it take it off these man-up face-offs too.
Ryan Lee in the penalty area as they were checking his stick for the face-off. And so he's got a seat in the sin bin.
I like that reference.
And they take the goal off the board. That is huge. So instead of having a 5-point lead and that quick goal by the Knights, the goal is taken off after the face-off man was basically put in the penalty box for the illegal stick, and now BW.
It's only down by 4.
And with 3.5 minutes to go.
This penalty is probably going to wind him all the way down like the 30-second mark.
Kubiak. They need to score, quickly move the ball, and get that ball in the net. Nanoski looking. Looks to go low. Looking again. Crossfield pass.
We don't want to dodge here. We just want to keep moving the ball fast. Got to catch that.
Getting it back to Nanoski. Looking to go. Looking to go.
Oh!
Shot on goal, and what a save being made by Tyler Wetzel.
That's a good save, man. He brought some heat with that one.
Now, I'm sure you've played catch with him, and I'm sure if he got ticked at you, he threw a hard one at you.
Yeah, he would definitely beam one of those over at me. I'm surprised we're not trying to double the ball here, considering we're man up still. Yeah, here we go. Neil Randall's going to come, and Adam Blows going to try to double the ball in the corner. Quick ball movement is what's going to help beat this double team venture.
2:30 to go here in the quarter. Getting away with it is Byrne. Byrne coming in on the attack from the angle.
Yeah, they're just going to try and milk the rest of this quarter out until the shot clock. My guess is they'll probably just run the ball around, pass the ball around, then throw the ball in the corner.
There's I thought it was a
ball
steal.
down on the carpet.
Yep,
Picked up by Neil Randall.
Randall coming in. Now he's going on the counterattack. Plays it over to Kubiak. Kubiak working it around the cage. Was looking for somebody coming in through the slot. And a stoppage in play, and a timeout is called.
Good timeout by Coach Keeley.
1:54 to go, and talk about a turn of events. BW was able to get a score to cut it down to 13-9. In the ensuing faceoff, Geneseo was able to score quickly within 20 seconds of the BW score, but then the officials were checking the faceoff man's stick for the Knights. It was deemed an illegal stick. He's in the penalty box, and the Yellow Jackets will have a man advantage for another minute and 54 or so. They just need to get in a shot or two to try to get putting more of that pressure against the Knights.
Yeah, as you can see, we got 2 separate huddles too, so there's going to be different schemes and on both sides of the ball to try and figure out how we can try and pull this one out here. We got to work quick, though, with only a minute 54 left in the fourth.
You were saying, Mike, that this is a young team, and this is going to be a learning experience for them. They do have the offensive firepower, but I think one thing that you saw out of this BW team is how the freshmen have really stepped it up in the second half in this first game.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a learning experience for the whole team. Just trying to get how some of the guys, like the older guys, like just situate with the younger guys, help them work them along. I mean, they've played hard. You got hats off to the guys today.
And Joe Storner really playing a great job in goal today in the second half.
Yeah, he's going to have a very bright future wearing the Yellow Jacket uniform. He'll be here for a long time making plays like he's made today.
So as we get ready to start the play with 1:54, BW will get control of the ball. There'll be a man up. Nanoski on the wing, plays it up top. Kubiak shoots, tried to go off the ground with a bouncer.
Oh, he took a slap check right in the shin. Those hurt. We got to get some quick offense here.
They'll play it back over again, looking for Nanoski on the wing. Back to Nanoski. He'll fire one, and another save. What a great save there being made by Wetzel. 2 good netminders in this second half. Down to a minute 22, and BW is going to have to force it. An errant pass goes out of play. BW just not out of this game yet. They need to score, and quickly. Long pass over to the far side.
Jake Branton bring the ball down.
Bratton to the left side, make it to the right. They're trying to find Kubiak just outside the crease area.
We're still man up right now.
Can't pass the ball too much. Time not on the side of the Yellow Jackets. Inside Kubiak. There's a low
Grant
shot.
Alexander.
Nice pass in the middle in traffic. Across the field, there's another shot. Down to 41 seconds to go. No give in this BW offense. Time not on their side, 35 seconds to go. Kubiak behind the cage area, tries to slide back over to Nanoski. He'll shoot.
Ooh.
That one's a deflected away. Boy,
Right
Wetzel.
over the top of the crossbar, but Wetzel's all over that one.
Yeah, he's cutting down the ankles. He's taking charge back there behind in that cage area. Another shot, another block by Wetzel.
He's really stood on his head this last minute and a half of like a barrage of shots.
You say it's a different breed of a person playing in between the pipes. Down to 9 seconds, and it looks like the Knights of Geneseo will get their first win of the season, as this game is over as the Knights of Geneseo come up with a 13-9 win over BW. But you've got to credit the freshman Storner, who kept BW in the game in the second half.
Yeah, shout out to Joe. Real good guy, man. I can't wait to see how his career just keeps continuing to flourish after today. Wouldn't be surprised, too, if we saw like a 2-goalie rotation here going out the rest of the season with Trent Davis and Joe Storner.
So BW drops this one 13-9 as we take a look at some of the quick stats. 34 shots for BW, 29 for Geneseo, but shots on goal 24 for the Knights, only 16 for BW, 11 saves for the Yellow Jackets, 7 for Geneseo as Wetzel. 7 saves on 34 shots. You look at Trent Davis in the second half. He faced 16 shots and 11, and he had the saves there. So really just a great job for Davis on the day as BW comes up short here. Home opener to Geneseo, 13-9. For Mike Nanoski, I'm Adam Mendoza. We thank you for joining us this afternoon for BW Lacrosse. We'll see you soon down the road. Have a good day. This has been BWAthletics.com.